Did you know that Japan has more centenarians per capita than anywhere else, with over 90,000 people living past 100? So while Americans spend thousands on gym memberships and trendy fitness programs, Japanese elders in their 70s and 80s are casually outliving everyone else on the planet. But here's what shocked researchers from Harvard Medical School when they studied these superagers for 5 years straight. It wasn't their diet alone. It wasn't genetics. The secret was hiding in plain sight in 6 simple movements they do every single day. These aren't exercises. They're not workouts. They're movements so basic that Western doctors initially dismissed them as insignificant, until brain scans revealed something extraordinary. Japanese elders practicing these daily movements showed 40% less cognitive decline than their Western counterparts. Their joints remained flexible decades longer. Their balance systems functioned like people 20 years younger. Stanford researchers called it the most overlooked aspect of longevity in modern medicine. You're about to discover these exact 6 movements, starting with the least complex and building to the most powerful. But I have to warn you about number 1. It's the movement that increased lifespan by an average of 7 years in a study of 15,000 Japanese seniors, yet 90% of Americans have never even heard of it. It takes just 2 minutes and requires zero equipment, but neuroscientists found it lights up more areas of the brain simultaneously than any other physical activity they've measured. Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, without any further ado, let's start at number 6, and don't let its position fool you. This is the foundation every Japanese elder builds their day on. Number 6. The art of slow walking, sanpo. Let's start with something that seems almost too simple to matter, yet Japanese elders treat it like sacred medicine. Sanpo isn't just walking. It's intentional, mindful movement at about half the speed you'd normally walk. Japanese seniors typically do this for 20 to 30 minutes every morning, often before breakfast. The key difference from Western power walking is the deliberate slowness combined with specific breathing patterns. You take 1 breath in for every 2 steps, hold for 2 steps, then exhale for 4 steps. This creates a rhythm that synchronizes your cardiovascular and nervous systems in ways that faster walking simply cannot achieve. A 2019 study from Kyoto University tracked 3,000 seniors over 60 for 10 years. Those practicing daily sanpo showed 62% less arterial stiffness than the control group. Their blood pressure dropped an average of 12 points systolic and 8 points diastolic. But here's where it gets fascinating. The slow pace allows your foot to make complete contact with the ground, activating all 33 joints in each foot. This sends proprioceptive signals to your brain that improve balance and spatial awareness. Western seniors who adopted sanpo for just 8 weeks improved their single leg standing time by an average of 45 seconds. To practice sanpo properly, you need to focus on rolling through your entire foot with each step. Start with your heel, roll through your arch, push off with your toes. Keep your eyes focused about 6 feet ahead, not down at your feet. Your arms should swing naturally but minimally, with your hands relaxed and fingers gently curved. The breathing pattern is crucial and takes practice. Count your steps at first to maintain the rhythm. Morning practice works best because cortisol levels are naturally higher, making the calming effects more pronounced. Avoid doing sanpo on treadmills as the moving belt disrupts the natural foot mechanics. Choose varied terrain when possible since different surfaces activate different stabilizing muscles. The University of Tokyo found that seniors doing sanpo on natural surfaces like grass or dirt paths had 20% better joint mobility than those walking only on concrete. Start with just 10 minutes if you're new to this, gradually building to 30 minutes over several weeks. Now we move to a practice that rebuilds your body from the ground up. Number 5. Daily stretching, Regio-Teiso. Every morning at 6:30 a.m., a gentle piano melody plays across Japan's public broadcasting system. It's the signal for Regio-Teiso, radio calisthenics, that millions of Japanese people have done daily since 1928. But don't let the word calisthenics fool you. This is nothing like Western exercise routines. It's a flowing sequence of 13 specific stretches performed in exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Each movement targets multiple muscle groups while maintaining constant motion. No holding static positions, no straining, just continuous, gentle movement that lubricates joints and maintains flexibility throughout the entire body. Researchers from Osaka Medical College studied 8,000 participants over 60 who practiced Regiotezo daily versus those who didn't. The daily practitioners had 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, and maintained nearly full range of motion in their shoulders and hips well into their 80s. The science behind why this works is remarkable. These dynamic stretches increase synovial fluid production in your joints by up to 30%. This fluid is like oil for your body's hinges. Without regular movement, it thickens and decreases, leading to the stiffness and pain we associate with aging. The sequence starts with gentle arm raises that open the chest and improve breathing capacity. You raise both arms overhead while breathing in, then lower them while exhaling. This is followed by arm rotations that mobilize the shoulder joints. Next comes gentle twisting movements that maintain spinal flexibility. Then side bends that stretch the intercostal muscles between your ribs. The leg movements involve gentle marching in place, followed by shallow squats that keep the knees and hips mobile. The entire sequence maintains a rhythm that elevates heart rate just enough to improve circulation without causing strain. To get maximum benefits, timing matters enormously. Japanese elders do this immediately upon waking, often before eating or drinking anything. This takes advantage of natural growth hormone peaks that occur during sleep. Your muscles and connective tissues are most responsive to stretching when these hormone levels are elevated. The movements should feel like you're moving through warm honey, never forcing or bouncing. If you can't do the full routine, focus on the arm raises and gentle twists, as these provide the most benefit for the least effort. Many Japanese companies still practice group Regiotezo before work starts, and productivity studies show these employees take 30% fewer sick days than those in companies without this practice. Time to explore the movement that protects your brain as much as your body. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit that like button so more seniors can see it, and subscribe. We've got more powerful senior health tips videos coming every day, and you don't want to miss the next one. Number 4. The deep squat rest Shinkuzuwari. Walk through any Japanese park or garden, and you'll see elderly people comfortably resting in a deep squat position, heels flat on the ground, having conversations or tending to plants. They can maintain this position for 10, 20, even 30 minutes without discomfort. Meanwhile, most Westerners over 60 can't hold this position for even 10 seconds. This isn't just about flexibility. The deep squat rest is a fundamental human position that we've lost in chair-sitting cultures. Japanese seniors maintain this ability throughout life because they practice it daily, usually accumulating 20 to 30 minutes in this position spread throughout the day. A groundbreaking study from Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology followed 5,000 seniors for 12 years. Those who could maintain a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of requiring assisted living. Their hip mobility remained sufficient for all daily activities. They maintained independence an average of 9 years longer than those who couldn't squat. The biomechanics explain why this matters so much. The deep squat position opens the hip joint to its full range of motion, preventing the capsular tightening that traps so many seniors in shuffling gaits. It maintains ankle flexibility crucial for balance. It strengthens the pelvic floor muscles that control bladder function. Most importantly, it decompresses the spine, allowing nutrient-rich fluid to flow into the discs between vertebrae. Harvard researchers discovered that cultures where deep squatting remains common have 80% less hip replacement surgeries and 60% less chronic lower back pain. To develop this ability, start by squatting with your back against a wall for support. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Lower yourself slowly, letting your knees track over your toes. If you can't get your heels flat initially, place a rolled towel under them. Hold for just 30 seconds at first, gradually increasing time as your mobility improves. The key is frequency over duration. 5 separate 1-minute squats throughout the day provide more benefit than trying to hold one 5-minute squat. Japanese elders often squat while waiting for buses, gardening, or even watching television. They've integrated it so thoroughly into daily life that it requires no special effort or time commitment. Use the position functionally whenever possible. Sort low shelves while squatting. Play with grandchildren from this position. Rest in a squat instead of bending over to tie shoes. Each functional use reinforces the movement pattern and maintains the mobility that keeps you independent. Next comes the practice that rewires your nervous system for decades of stability. Number 3. Single leg standing, ippon ashi. This might sound absurd, but Japanese physicians prescribe single leg standing like Western doctors prescribe medication. Patients over 60 are told to stand on one leg for 1 minute, twice daily, as preventive medicine. It's covered by health insurance in Japan because the data supporting it is so overwhelming. The Fukuoka University study of aging tracked 12,000 participants for 15 years. Those who practiced daily single leg standing had 68% fewer hip fractures and 75% fewer falls requiring hospitalization. Brain scans revealed increased gray matter in the motor cortex and cerebellum, areas critical for coordination and balance. When you stand on one leg, your body makes thousands of micro adjustments per minute to maintain balance. These adjustments strengthen not just muscles, but the entire neuromuscular system. Your proprioceptors, the sensors that tell your brain where your body is in space, become hyperactive. Your vestibular system in the inner ear sharpens its responses. Your visual processing speeds up as your brain integrates information from multiple systems simultaneously. The standard protocol starts simple. Stand near a wall or a sturdy chair for safety. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground. Focus your eyes on a fixed point about 10 feet away. Breathe normally and try to maintain the position for 30 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. As you improve, close your eyes for added challenge. This removes visual input, forcing your other balance systems to work harder. Japanese elders often progress to doing this while brushing their teeth, effectively getting 2 minutes of practice during an existing daily routine. The timing creates an automatic habit loop that ensures consistency. Advanced practitioners add small movements while balancing. Slowly turn your head left and right. Raise your arms overhead. Make small circles with the lifted foot. Each variation challenges different aspects of balance and coordination. The key is progressive overload. When 30 seconds becomes easy, increase to 45 seconds. When eyes closed becomes manageable, try standing on a folded towel for an unstable surface. This constant progression prevents plateau and maintains neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Mayo Clinic researchers found that single-leg standing time is actually a better predictor of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. People over 60 who can stand on one leg for 30 seconds have mortality rates similar to people 10 years younger. Now prepare yourself for a movement that seems almost magical in its effects. Number 2. Floor-sitting transitions, Shizahenka. Here's something that will blow your mind about Japanese aging. The average Japanese person over 70 transitions from standing to floor sitting and back up again over 20 times per day. They sit on the floor for meals, for tea, for watching television, for socializing. Each transition is a complex full-body movement that maintains strength, flexibility, and coordination in ways that no gym exercise can replicate. The University of Tsukuba conducted a massive study on 10,000 seniors, comparing those who regularly sat on the floor versus those who used only chairs. The floor sitters had 40% more lower body strength, 50% better hip flexibility, and could rise from the floor unassisted well into their 90s. But here's the shocking part. Their cognitive test scores were consistently 15% higher. The researchers discovered that the complex motor planning required for floor transitions activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive function center. Getting down to the floor and back up safely requires sequential movement planning, balance control, strength modulation, and spatial awareness all firing simultaneously. It's essentially a full brain workout disguised as a simple daily activity. The traditional method starts from standing with feet together. You lower one knee to the ground, then the other, settling back onto your heels in a kneeling position. From here, you can shift into various floor sitting positions like cross-legged or side-sitting. To rise, you reverse the process, bringing one foot forward into a lunge, pushing through that leg to stand, then bringing the other foot to meet it. This sounds simple, but requires incredible control and strength. To build this ability, start with supported transitions. Use a low stool or ottoman as an intermediate step. Place your hands on the stool as you lower to kneeling, then remove them once stable. Over weeks, use less hand support until you can do the movement unassisted. Practice on soft carpet or a yoga mat initially to reduce impact on knees. The frequency matters more than perfection. Even 2 or 3 floor transitions daily provide significant benefits. Japanese elders don't think of this as exercise. It's simply how they live. They've maintained this ability from childhood, never allowing the pattern to deteriorate. For those relearning it later in life, patience is essential. It might take months to perform smooth transitions, but the payoff is extraordinary. Studies show that the ability to rise from the floor without using hands is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Brazilian researchers found that people who could do this lived an average of 6 years longer than those who couldn't. And now the moment you've been waiting for, the king of all movements. Number 1. The towel twist, Tenugai Hibiki. This is it. The movement that changed everything researchers thought they knew about aging and exercise. It involves nothing more than a simple hand towel, yet Japanese centenarians credit it more than any other practice for their vitality. You hold a towel with both hands, arms extended in front of you, and perform a specific twisting motion that creates an isometric contraction through your entire body. But calling it a towel twist is like calling the ocean a puddle. This movement activates muscle fibers that remain dormant in 99% of traditional exercises. When researchers at Tohoku University attached electrodes to subjects performing Tenugai Hibiki, they recorded muscle activation in places they didn't even expect. Deep spinal stabilizers fired. Intrinsic foot muscles engaged. Even facial muscles showed increased activity. The study that shocked the medical world followed 15,000 Japanese seniors for 20 years. Those who performed Tenugai Hibiki for just 2 minutes daily had 7 years longer life expectancy. Their grip strength, the single best predictor of mortality, remained above the threshold for independence until an average age of 92. They maintained bone density equivalent to people 20 years younger. Brain scans revealed something even more extraordinary. The bilateral coordination required for proper towel twisting activated both hemispheres simultaneously, creating new neural pathways between them. Participants showed improved memory, faster reaction times, and significantly lower rates of dementia. The technique starts with holding a rolled hand towel horizontally at shoulder height, hands about 18 inches apart. You create tension by pulling outward as if trying to rip the towel apart. While maintaining this tension, you slowly rotate your entire torso to the right, keeping your hips facing forward. The twist comes entirely from your core, not your arms. Hold for 3 seconds at maximum rotation, then slowly return to center and twist to the left. The constant tension is crucial. You're essentially creating resistance against yourself, forcing every stabilizing muscle to engage. Your breathing must remain steady throughout. Inhale during the return to center, exhale during the twist. This breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve, triggering a parasympathetic response that reduces inflammation throughout the body. The beauty lies in the scalability. Beginners might use minimal tension and small twists. Advanced practitioners can create enormous tension and deeper rotations. Some Japanese elders perform variations while sitting or even lying down. The principles remain the same. Create tension, maintain control, coordinate breathing with movement. The molecular biology explains why this works so powerfully. The isometric contractions trigger the release of myokines, special proteins that muscles secrete during contraction. These myokines act like medicine, reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, and even promoting the growth of new brain cells. The towel twist produces more myokines per minute than any other movement studied. Timing amplifies the effects. Japanese elders typically perform this immediately after waking and again before bed. The morning session activates the nervous system for the day. The evening session promotes recovery and better sleep quality. Just 1 minute in the morning and one at night provides the full benefits. No special equipment beyond a basic towel. No gym membership. No complex choreography. Yet this simple practice influences every system in your body more profoundly than hours of conventional exercise. At the end, the revolution in understanding aging isn't about discovering new technologies or supplements. It's about recognizing the profound wisdom in movements that Japanese elders have quietly practiced for generations. These 6 movements aren't just exercises. They're a complete system for maintaining the human body's functionality throughout life. They address strength, flexibility, balance, coordination, and neural health simultaneously. They require no equipment, no special clothing, no dedicated exercise time. They integrate seamlessly into daily life, becoming as natural as breathing. The research is clear and overwhelming. People who maintain these movement patterns age in a fundamentally different way than those who don't. They keep their independence. They maintain their cognitive function. They enjoy their final decades instead of merely enduring them. The choice is yours. You can continue following Western exercise paradigms that treat aging as a disease to be fought, or you can adopt these simple movements that treat aging as a natural process to be navigated gracefully. The Japanese have shown us the way. The science has validated their approach. The only question remaining is whether you'll start today or wait until tomorrow to begin transforming how you age. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these movements do you feel would help you the most right now, and why? Have you ever tried one of these Japanese habits before, and did you notice a difference in your strength or balance? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.